And good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. And good morning. We're not going to spend too much time just chatting today. Going to try to hop into what we're going to do for security with Mimeograph. We've got login to do. How will we do login? Now, last night I did make a couple of changes. What's it called? I think I had an M in it. There we go. Metadata value. So metadata value is now just returning JS object, JS values. And we determine what type that's going to be later. This may or may not be a string. Technically, this is an option to a value. Wonder, can we add documentation here? KV get or KV get with metadata. Same thing down here. Metadata. Okay. What are we gonna do? So this is what ended up with this function, with this type, right? It works saying this is off of the object, but because of the way that KV works, we don't know what the exact type is. It could be null, it might not be null. We were expecting an antiquated hand crank duplication machine. It kind of is, right? But this is more the modern version of it. We're making a website generator tool. So built on Cloudflare. It's kind of, the modern equivalent. Think serverless WordPress. So part of the struggles we had yesterday, finding the right type here, and that worked. And then also on the other side of this, figuring out what to do here. And this type has to be JS value so that we can check to see if it's null or not. Oh, you used to have a site written, a blog written with a static site generator before. It was cool. Which one did you use? Huge shell script? Oh, nice. Mostly built with sed. Oh, that's a project of love there. Oh yeah, forever ago. Wow. Well, good morning. Bumfuzzled games. Good morning. Well, it sounds like it did. Right, you had one. So to show you that this actually works, we can now go to this location, static/image.png, and this is the same thing that we have in the KV store. Say, do I have to log in again? No. So this location has something that's not printable here, so it can be viewed, and we're actually grabbing that and sending it back out. It's actually pretty quick, just surprising. We look at the timings, 108. Some things that we're still missing here going to be the content types. Right? The stuff that we would like to put in the metadata. So that's working. Just it's great to see. And I wanted to check production here. We see that the median time is now 1.8 milliseconds. 1.9. Mostly because I've been just calling that one function. But really, it's not that bad. Considering that it's actually doing work now. So let's keep going. We need to come up with some sort of scheme for authentication. what are we going to do for security? We have a couple of needs. One, I don't want to have to make a request all the time just to validate who you are. So if we could just load up some sort of key and check the signature, that'd be perfect. I would rather not build it myself because doing these things can be a little tricky and you don't want to get this wrong. Let's see. What site do we know actually uses some of this? Um, Good morning, Xenocron. Uh, actually, I'm just blanking on the cook, Cookio. Let's see what auth here. Rocket auth login's using. Hmm, not much. Oh, actually, we should check Cloudflare. What do they have in terms of web crypto? Perfect. Because if they have this in C or whatever they're doing on the back end, this is perfect. Because we don't want to be doing this in WASM. So yes, signing requests. Okay. Encrypt, decrypt. Oh, lovely. Okay. A generate key. Well, let's see. Bumfuzzled Games was looking forward to seeing the hand crank duplication machine, the Mimeograph, but and last night I actually got an image returning. So if you load this up, it should return. And the amount of code for this is actually really, really small. We still have badge. I have to do this odd thing where we return a JS value and then later cast it using the end checked into for both values of this type. Do you remember when we do the get with metadata, it returns an object and that object has two different things on it? Well, because it's not a class type, we can't actually return actually maybe we can. Maybe we can return an option there. Where is here? I thought catch could do it. That'll return a result. And this is for catching an exception. That's not what we want. I'd rather something that checks to see if it's null or undefined and returns a none. We might be able to use result then. Half the request duration is spent establishing the connection. Nice. Okay. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, we could say that this is actually a result to a specific type. But what is the type here? And this is where we get back to having multiple types. I don't really want to go into that today. We'll end up duplicating this multiple times and encoding more info in the type. And good morning, Frozen Droid. We are working not on that project. We're actually working on Mimeograph. Simonin, good morning. How you doing? Yeah, we're doing all right today. Happy Friday. I am glad it's Friday. Ooh, oh, that sucks. That really sucks, man. All right. Actually, let's go back to the docs. The docs. Supported algorithms. What do we have here? Oh, wow. Okay. The voice is still waking up. So we have a number of little elements. Unwrap key, wrap key, all sorts of stuff. Printable format. Hold on a sec, phone. All right, give me 2 minutes. I got to do something very important that I said I was going to do. Back in a moment. Oh man, good morning. So, I said last night that I would take out this trash bag, and I didn't. My wife called me on it. Like, oh, I just forgot. Let me go do that real quick. So, had to get that done. Subtle, which is also implemented in detail on MDN. Oh, interesting. Looks like we're going to have to make that. Yeah, there's two versions. I don't remember which mono version they're using. Oh, it's mono. Sorry. Oh. It's not the C sharp from Microsoft. It's not the But I thought mono ended up pulling in a lot of the Microsoft version, the .NET stuff, Microsoft's .NET bits. All right. Do we need to have a namespace? How do we have two namespaces? So we should be able to hash something, etc. Returns a promise that fulfills with a Boolean value, indicating if the signature given as a parameter matches the text, algorithm, and key. Hmm. So it looks like they're all returning promises. Generate key. Okay, so the main one is Microsoft's. So we're going to want to be signing some stuff. Mainly the cookies. So once I get sign and verify, we're also going to need what with those? I wish they had like a list of these on the page so you could just jump directly to them. Signing requests. Oh, interesting. Algorithm, the key, the data, and then verify algorithm key signature data. That seems just fine. Okay, let's wire this up. How do we do this? First, we need a key. How do we generate a key in here? Down here, they had a little list. Generate key. It returns a promise that fulfills with a newly generated crypto key for symmetrical algorithms or a crypto key pair, just containing two newly generated keys for asymmetrical algorithms. Okay. Usages. Interesting. Do they tag it somehow? So we're not really going to be like encrypting any data that we're storing. That's just going to be plain. But the cookie is going to be signed. So we're going to want to use it for sign and verify. All right, let's see. How do we create this namespace? So it looks like it starts with crypto, and then there's subtle. Go to CF. How do we do a namespace? Namespace. Not Saturday. CBOR. No, no, no. Here. Oh, interesting. Also possible to access the JavaScript object under a given namespace, under a nested namespace. So we could provide two of them. Oh, wow. I'm definitely not. I've never done Python on stream. It's been a while since I've actually done Python, though. Okay. So if these just live in that namespace and then suddenly they're available here, that feels a little weird. I think we should put them in like a crypto submodule. Pub mod crypto. Then we have to rename this. Man, I'm so congested today. Git move cf.rs to cf slash mod.rs. Close that. Oh, look at that. It actually made the file for us. Happy Benadryl works for you? Yeah. Huh. I hardly ever take anything like that. Not saying it's bad or anything. It's just, I never would have thought that. So, so now we're inside of crypto. So CF crypto. Then we'll put all of the crypto bits here. We'll have to do something like so. And this was in crypto.subtle. I believe. Let's go back to their docs. Crypto.subtle.generate key. Expected item after attributes. Yes, okay. There we go. Good morning. Hey, Pete Fox. How you doing? Is it doing that today? You know, this is the little graph up here. This is the Starlink signal to noise ratio at the bottom. So at the very bottom you can kind of see when it's doing that. I saw that the ping success was actually okay today. So I tried to do this without Stitch. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So big picture, we're actually writing this mimeograph thing, right? And today I'm trying to get some sort of login working. But to do that, we have to wire up their crypto module, make that available to Rust, because we're using Rust. Um, we could be doing this in JavaScript, but then we'd be using JavaScript. I want to use Rust with WASM. All right. So now we're trying to make this generate key function available to us. Kind of like this example here. Um, Algorithm extractable. Actually, what does extractable mean? Huh, fascinating. An algorithm object. Oh, it looks like there's different kinds of objects here. Oh, wow. So we're actually going to have four functions then to map to these four options. Because we can map multiple functions in Rust here to the same function in JavaScript. In JavaScript, we can do function overloading, right, just by, well, the nature of JavaScript. But we can't in Rust. So we'd have to have one for this RSA hash key gen params, one for this EC key gen params, one for HMAC, one for AES. So let's have an RSA hashed or RSA, EC, HMAC, and AES. RSA, EC, that's what elliptic curve. Then we'll have HMAC and also have one for AES. Day's going pretty well. A little like flummy today though. So that's bugging me. Then we're trying to get this wired up for these values. So algorithm extractable and key usages. One thing that we're missing here is method. No, it's not a method. It's just a function, isn't it? It's free floating. It's just a function. It's not a getter. I think we've got those types right. Now we need to create these types here. Because algorithm is going to be one of these. Um, algorithm foo, extractable, bool, and then key usages is an array. Oh, actually, we got to update that. Thank you for set today. Importing the Cloudflare crypto.subtle. There we go. That's more accurate. Yes, absolutely. All right, and what is this? This is an array of strings. Can we pass slices like that? Or does it have to be like a proper array? Okay. Ah, no, can't do that. Okay. Vec. A vector of strings then. Oh, the trait bound box string isn't satisfied. Odd. Having to bind standard lib functions yourself? Yeah. Actually, that's a good point, Zetacron. Is this in JSys? No, it's not. It might be in WebSys, but no, that's all the DOM stuff. All right. So after that, but what's it complaining about here? Is this because of vector of strings? How do we pass an array to them? So the other part of this is actually learning WASM, all right? Exported Rust types. Oh, WebSys has subtle crypto. We probably can. Thank you for checking. And we should be able to use this as long as it's the same. Sometimes Cloudflare deviates a little bit, but as long as that's the same, we should be fine. Worst case scenario, it can be used as a base. True, true. Let's go back one. Let's look at subtle. Get random values. Crypto, subtle. Oh, well, that just returns a subtle crypto. Where's our generate key? With the object. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. So usually it's just something that's a little kid friendly, but don't worry about it. I'll go add WebSys. Does WebSys have any default features? I know it has a ton of features. Yeah, just a ton of stuff here. Like every single little thing that you could want. Yeah, no default features. Yeah, yeah, like PG-13 is fine. Yeah, we tend not to get into kind of. You're gonna have to go through the terms you've allowed then, if you want. I mean, I don't think we've had. It's not been. Smart. It's all right. All right, so let's add WebSys. Settle crypto. Cargo check. Oh, sometimes my kids will watch the stream, actually. But okay. Well, this does mean that we can get rid of this whole section. Yay. Um, get rid of that. We can move the CF bits back. Git move. CF mod. Okay. Oh, interesting. Allow terms have a time to live. I don't think, yes. Yeah, we get some in here sometimes. All right. That's great that they have a TTL for allowed terms. Okay, now I haven't been using WebSys at all, but there seems to be like all sorts of cool stuff in here. What about console? Debug, an array. Interesting. Holy cow. Yeah, that's everything off of there. With yeah, well, we don't have much of another choice. What do they have in terms of so modules? They have console and CSS. Window. Oh, interesting. Guessing that that needs something. Now, is this Cherry 7 or Chair 17? Thank you for the follow. Is this limited? Oh my goodness. Look at all of these. Console counter? What is that? Console event? Console instance? Huh. Alright. Now, if we're just looking for log, console log, you have to specify the number of arguments. Oops. What's console 1 look like? Log 1, log 2. It's JS values. So you have to convert everything into JS value before you can log it. That kind of makes sense. It does mean that you have to serialize things, though. Hmm. All right. And console, is this always available, or is this only available with certain features? And yes, console. All right. So that means that we can get rid of that lib. We had some log. Our JS crate module, JS module, stringify log. Let's get rid of this. Remove that. What? Did not match any files. Oh, it's not committed yet. Well, that's simple then. Right. Now, how do we take something just back to a JS value? Let's say we did get something. Let's say there was, um, we got something from Cloudflare. Wait, do I have a key stuck? Yes, I do. Oh, come on. Gotta reboot my keyboard. That's my mouse. Try again. Okay. Okay, good. Does it still build? Let's just make sure because I want to get a commit just to make sure we get this checked in before too much changes. Oh, new minor versions available. Oh, goody. Yeah, we don't care. Um, okay. So, get UI, WebSys. Technically, we don't need WebSys yet because we're not using it anywhere. So these other pieces can go in. Wait, what happened to emoji counter? Oh, I just commented out some warnings. Statics, pages, lib, kv. Fine. Commit. Okay. And now we can go mess it up. We're going to create a couple of wrapper functions around this. Probably just to make it a little bit easier. Let's call it hash. Create a new module. Something in here. Just have some sort of hash function. Ooh, insert mod hash. Really? Oh, look at that. It can do it for us. That is so nice. That is really so nice. Okay. Now, when we're doing this, we're going to be, we need to hash something, right? We need to be able to load up a key and preferably keep that around for a little while. So hopefully we can pass in the environment object so we can tuck things in onto it. I believe that persists between requests. Because yes, what does persist here? Actually, let's go back up to JS. Because if we wanted to cache something in a web worker, let's say a key, right, and have some sort of time limit on it, say 5 minutes, we'll cache this for 5 minutes, making sure that we don't have to do a round trip to the KV store to load a key. What would we store it on? Fetch handler itself. We've got. Can we just have some little sandbox here? Little. How do you do const stuff or statics in with WASM? So let's say we fetch the key. So this use create KV. We'll have some sort of cached key. I wonder if we should put this in the KV store, actually. Have some sort of local thing that we could store that. So what if we had a fetch? But it could be cached. That would be a nice place to tuck this. Then everything else could kind of rely on that. Okay. And for how long? Wait, does KV already do this for us? Let's just double check. I remember something doing this. I don't remember if it's KV or not, though. EV. Where's the get function? Reading key value pairs. Look. Interesting. The effective cache TTL of an already cached item can be reduced by getting it again with a lower cache TTL. Well, do we use that? I would rather not, because you know what? This would this would count against our limits, right? Reads per day, writes per day, lists per day. Let's just store that. We've got 128 megs of RAM. Storing a crypto key is not gonna sink the ship. All right. So some sort of TTL. Now, say this is a duration. Fetch. env prefix path TTL. Okay. Can we not just pass that through? Expected 3 found. Oh, we don't want to pass it in TTL. Of course. That's also async. Ooh. Well, what the value? I mean, if the JavaScript process has already been resolved, all right, we'll just have to await it here. So I await that. Now, in their new documentation, did they say that we could store things on the environment variable here? I think they might have. But that was in, I think it's in durable objects. Because of the durable objects beta and how they are restructuring um, what, I don't know, what the workers look like. Persistent storage. No, that's not it. In memory state. Yeah, durable object can have state. Oh, thank you for the follow. Young, what's this? Young Jakey? Thank you. Mitch, still in party mode. All right. So yeah, the state we could store that there, but we're not inside of a durable object, so we don't have access to that state. We could just say, you know what, this is a pre-optimization. It would be. We know it is. All right, it's a okay. Prefix, page, static, keys. Go back into hash. Let's say we want to be able to get so first we check to see if we can get the key. If the key doesn't exist, then we create one. What are we going to hash? Our data. And in this case, what does subtle crypto want? Here we have subtle crypto. I hope this works. Export key. Generate key with stir with object. Sign, verify. Is it digest? Oh, interesting. You can use a U8. Is this the same as what Cloudflare had? Yes, digest. Okay. Well, they also had sign. No, the Web Crypto API differs significantly from Node Crypto's API. If you want to port JavaScript that relies on Node's crypto API, you need to invest in translating it to use Web Crypto primitives. We might not be able to use this because the Web Crypto is different. Well, actually, we're not using Node's crypto API, are we? We're using the Web Crypto API because we're in WebSys. Yeah. But yeah, let's go look at in here. See, they're using digest for all of the hashing. Not quite the same. It's not signing it. I guess we want really wait, why? Hold on a sec. Why did the other API have hash and this one has sign? Let's go to the table at the bottom. They have sign and verify. Oh, okay. No, it's just me being a ditz here. It's sign and verify. Sign, verify. Good. Silly me. That's just me being me. Okay. Crisis averted. Close up some of these. Yeah. Sign with object and buffer. This is what we're trying to use. And this is just off of that struct. And that struct, how do we get the struct? It's WebSys crypto. Is that what they called it? The crypto class, no. That takes a self. How do we just get one of these? Let's say I want the crypto class. Say we want a subtle crypto. But how do we get one of these? Morning game dev unknown. How are you? So what returns subtle crypto? That does. Okay. And what returns a crypto? A window crypto. Ew. Okay, so we need something else that can actually, we have to wire this up. Because in this case, these aren't on. Is that an instance of a crypto object? What is this crypto here? Accessible via the global's crypto.subtle binding. So crypto.subtle returns or is one of these. Is this related to the Godot project? No, I'm building a website for my neighbors. But I'm kind of doing it my way. I'm building a website builder to build a website for my neighbors. Okay, so let's pretend that crypto.subtle returns a subtle crypto, or is one of these. How do we express that? Hub type. No, we already have the type in the other, in WebSys. But we need to be able to say this exists there. So WASM, what exists where? Um, is this a getter? Polyb function subtle off of namespace crypto. And that returns a web sys subtle crypto instance. WASM bindgen. This is a getter. It's also on a specific namespace. Is it namespace like that? JS namespace equals crypto? Yeah, crypto. Hey, morning JT. How you doing? And welcome. Okay, now find type subtle crypto. It's right there. Extends. Seems fine. Features, subtle crypto is. I thought we had that. Cargo.toml enabled in our. Oh, it's gone. Didn't we add that before? I thought we did. Did I clobber it? Probably. So, okay. Crypto, we need that one. That, and I want to check the casing on this cargo. What features? Okay, so console is lowercase. Crypto. Oh. What? Or every single thing. Oh, I'm glad you're doing all right, GT. You guys have any weekend plans? So we have to pull in each one of these? That actually I don't think we're going to need the crypto key pair. We just need a key to sign with. So crypto key, just that. Okay. Let's close that. Now we should have that available. We can come back to not hash, back into CF. So from CF, okay. Now it's happy. Good. Now, in this case, for things like this, can we convert them quickly and easily into like a JS value? Okay. From WASM ABI into WASM ABI. As ref, JS value. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting that they're using asref for the class hierarchy bits. Huh. JS cast. Yep, no, it's not that. Okay. We should be able to do asref on this to take it back to a JS value and log it. So let's go into hash. I don't know what this is going to be at the moment. Let's just say it's a string. And in this case, we need to fetch a key. We need the environment. The prefix. Oops. What's the path going to be for this? Which key do we want to have? Um, Actually, should this be in their secrets container? They have secrets, don't they? It just dawned on me. Learning. Security model. Search. Secrets. Interact with your secrets. So you can put a secret, you can delete a secret, list your secrets. Yes. And how do we get access to the secrets from inside? Hey, this is something else. This is like how to build a Cloudflare thing. About scripts. If your worker script uses secrets, add a corresponding secret text binding to the bindings in the array in metadata.json. Secrets are persisted between deploys of a worker. If you only need to include you only need to include secrets in API calls when you are adding or changing the secret content. Oh, it's not found. So, but it looks like it's supposed to be off of environment variables. There's got to be some way to do that. Examples? I don't care about most of this. Security? Okay, let's look at security examples. Did that actually do anything? Alter headers. No. Fetch. Accessing the Cloudflare object. A/B testing. Auth with headers. Pretty much what we're doing. Oh, but they're just hard coding the key. No. Womp womp. Oh, that's unfortunate. Shouldn't they be using their secrets? No, it's what, Wrangler? Generate a secret that can be referenced in the worker script. Where? Okay, yeah. I'm guessing it's off of the environment. So let's try that. Let's put a new secret in there. Wrangler's secret put. Yes, we can give it the environment here, env development. And then we will put our key in here. Put. What do we want to call this secret? Yeah, I was thinking we would just. I don't know. Like. Thought we could store it in KV. But if this is meant to be used for secrets, then it's probably better that we use it for secrets. What do we want to call this? Auth? key. Oh, interesting. Enter the secret text you'd like to assign to the variable auth key on the script named Mimeograph development. Um, this is a secret key. Oh, look at that. Oh, it uploaded the secret key. Did it change the Wrangler file? It did not. I thought we had to list those. Our namespace is listed, durable objects listed, but we don't have our secret keys listed. Okay. We're going to go into the, yeah, I know this is all busted here, but that's okay. Because we're not going to do that way. I'm going to go into JS index and just dump out the environment variable. Console log JSON stringify env dot secrets. Okay, build it again. Then we should be able to see what is on that. It's going to package up the previously compiled WASM, so we don't have to worry about the Rust errors at the moment. It's undefined. Interesting. What else is on env? Reload. Ah, it's just auth key. Okay. So it's just on the environment. That's a little, that's kind of sketchy. Huh. All right. Well, we know how to fix that. Or how to wire that up. Let's go into CF. Let's go to env. For us, we just toss just a little bit on here. Auth key. What does this return? This returns a string. Great. Now that's wired up. It's a little sketchy in that, well, what if it doesn't exist? What's going to happen? Previously, for anything like the emoji counter, right? It verifies, like you can't publish your script without it existing. But for these, it'll let you. Let's see, is there anything else we can look up on the environment? Hmm, that's not helpful. Vars. Yeah, what else can we put in our keys here? Count ID. These are the keys for the config file. Routes, config. So we could have just vars, regular variables. It's not what we want. KV namespace, site. Storage limits. Triggers are cool. I want to try those eventually. Yeah, we're actually using the serverless worker format because we have to for access to durable objects. Okay. I'm not finding anything extra in here about secrets. Maybe in their example? No. Okay. We'll just have to scream loudly if it doesn't exist, which it probably will. JS index. Let's go back into hash. So if we get our key out of the environment, env dot, what was it? Auth key? Let's do that. We want it by reference. We don't want to take ownership. Now let key, auth key, be equal to that. Then we have to load that into our subtle crypto module. And how do we get access to that again? We call it crypto? No. Subtle. We called it subtle. It's unsafe. Oh, you're lying. It's not unsafe. Okay. Type annotations needed for that. That's fine. Let foo equals option to what kind of value? Actually, we're not getting anything out of that yet. So if this gives us subtle crypto, we will probably want to sign whatever the object is. I don't know, with this or this. Semester and buffer. So many options. I think we're probably going to be using this, the U8 array version. It'll likely be a string. We didn't implement headers, did we? Because we'll want to get the value off of the headers and to be able to set it back to the headers. Platform. Let's just see if it works. Let's see if we have this element here. I'll wire this up to something, probably login. Let's do that. That's in lib. Login. Ideally, this would also be async. To make this async, we would have to change the other types in here as well. Don't really want to do all of that right now, so we'll comment most of them out. Because they're not wired up to begin with. They're just little experiments. Future result to one of these. Then future results actually defined right here. And then we will have a box pen async move block. Yes, and in this case, we're returning so one of two things. It's going to be okay. Don't ask. Well, okay. Um, the outer result is actually to know whether or not it matched. It's possible for something like this to actually say, no, we didn't match. Like, it's not true. I didn't match. This login's, it's lying. Um, and it would, an error would then pass the request back through. So we have okay and error again on the outside of that. Okay, now we should still have the login page working, kind of. Where is login? Is it not wired up? Here's our fetch handler with our async bits here. Actually, another one here. Oh, we didn't have login wired up, but we need something more like this. That, and I'm just going to call this router again. And this is going to be exactly the same. Yeah, that's starting to take shape. Okay, then we await it here, convert it to the proper error response if we had an error, etc. Okay, oops, no, go back to login. So here's our login request. We have this transform stream, create one of those. Let's look up inside of KV. Now this is our KV, create KV, fetch. What are we going to fetch here? Oh, you know, we don't want to fetch anything. We just want to hash, don't we? Hash. This is more of a sign, isn't it? To pass the env in, request.env, and then our data. Okay, let's rename that. Should be sign and not hash. I'm a little bummed that this isn't. I mean, that should be a Web says settle crypto. Hmm. So we need a crypto key first. We have that enabled. How do we load one of these? So we need to load it from our environment variable. So what returns one of these? This is one of the best features here. Crypto key from clone and sreft from a JS value. Interesting. I thought there was a load. Wow. Crypto key. Export key. Huh. Encrypt, decrypt, sign, verify, digest, generate key, derive key, derive bits. What's this one? Import key. Where is our import key? Oh, shenanigans. Import key? There we go. Import key with stir. So we give it the format. I don't know what the format is. Bob, format. Key data. Noticing that this is an object. If we go back into CF and ENV, I could say that this is a JS string, because JS string extends object, so we should be able to asref it to that type. So now what else? The algorithm. Extractable. Let's say that's false. And key usages. This has to be a JS value. Now, what can we create a JS value from an array? What about array? Array buffer, JSys array. There we go. Okay. Of 2. We actually need to have 2 values there. Just called array. And from this, of 2, give it 2 JS values. I mean, they do have like a push, right? Yeah, they have a push, a pop. They go of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or could we just do something dot into? Will this into properly? Okay, no. So from that, oops, as ref, that should do it. Okay. It's going to be sign and can we collect into this from iterator? As ref JS value. Oh, look at that. Okay. So if we did sign, verify, iter dot map that. Do we even have to map that? We have to map it into a JS string. Then we collect it into an array. Into iter, but we can't do that on this. Right? Get a string from that. I thought we had to do into iter. No. I thought you had to do the into iters on arrays like so. Otherwise you get the borrows. The double borrow. Okay. Well, that works. Wow. No, this array doesn't have any extra type info. It's an array of any. It's fine. Then usages. That's gonna. It's not true. It's not true. Let's see. Does this build? Because we're starting to build on some assumptions that might not be true. So lib kv is re-imported. Oh. Oh. We've got our kv and cf kv. That, no. Let's get rid of that. That one's fine for a bit. What else? Now this import key, it returns a result. Yeah, just a regular result to a promise. I see. I wonder what the error could be. We could look that up on MDN. Let's just match it. What? Huh. Yeah. I just want to see it work. Okay. Build it again. Looks like it compiled. Just reload it. Good. Our secret key. Yes. It actually said this is a login page. It did not blow up. That should have blown up. We didn't call sign, did we? Where's login? We've got to call sign. Oh, we did. Oh, but we didn't await it. There we go. Okay, compiled. Should blow up. Good, good, good. Crypto.subtle is not a function. That's what we wanted to see. Hmm. It should be a getter. CF. See? It should be a getter. Void Rose, good morning. How are you? Good morning. So it's saying that this does not exist. Crypto.subtle is not a function. Now, in the Cloudflare documentation, it shouldn't be a function. It should be a type. I did this wrong. Let's change this to type. I mean, do we call it subtle crypto? Basically, what I would like to know is how do we associate that? This subtle right there is an instance of the subtle crypto object, I believe. Maybe we should validate that. Here, let's toss this into our little debug friend, our index page. What are you? Reload. It's an unknown object. Fine. And on this unknown object, do we have something like sign? I should say it's a function, right? What? What? Tokyo runtime worker? Attempt to subtract with overflow? Where is this coming from? Chrome Dev Tools. Dash RS. Is this somehow... Okay, first I've never heard of this. Is this a Cloudflare thing? I think we got a mysterious stack trace from their back end. Oh, look at that. Do not use this crate. All right, who's making this? Somebody's obviously using this. Inside of Tokyo. Cloudflare's using this. They're using this to communicate with V8, aren't they? And who are these people? Ashley Michael and Natalie Scott Davidson. Oh, look at that. Natalie also has Wrangler. That makes sense. Okay. But why did it blow up? Just by us trying to inspect this function. Do it again. Oh, reload. Oh, they're saying it's not a function. Oh, no. Here, okay, so sign is there. It does exist. It's a function. And subtle was an object. So hopefully it's the right kind of object. But now how do we wire this up in CF here? I was trying to say that on the crypto namespace, right? So if we look at this, we had crypto and then subtle. Like, okay, well, on crypto, I want to have a getter or subtle that returns the subtle crypto object. But that doesn't seem to be working. So how do we get that to work? What do we do here? Is there another way? I mean, maybe. What if that, oops, along with JS name is equal to subtle. We set our type is subtle crypto. Is there another way to give it like some other type? Because I would like this to be associated with a WebSys subtle crypto. And here we're actually we're defining a new one. That doesn't seem, that's not correct. All right, but oh, it's private. Pub type. Okay. Expected value found. Struct. Yes. Yeah, see, and this is not the right kind. Because now this is a CF web crypto and not the other kind. So all of the function mapping, everything is lost. We could create some other function. We'd still have to get access to it. So if we leave it like so, undo some of this. Okay, now we have CF subtle. It builds. And we should get to our error. But now it's saying, actually, it didn't panic. So, did we not hit this code? That's odd. Let's try again. That should have thrown up some sort of error. There we go. Through an error. Subtle, crypto.subtle is not a function. It should be an object. What if we did this a different way? What if this was a pub const crypto, no, subtle, of type subtle crypto? Function static and type. Okay, static. Subtle defined here. We need a namespace though. WASM by gen. Okay. Will this work? Let's say. It's been fun learning this, kind of the WASM bits here. WASM by gen. It's pretty cool. All right. And this is actually okay. I'm surprised though. We should have had some sort of exception thrown. Gonna try one more time. Come on, listen. There we go. Is this because of our to do? Probably. Let's just return nothing. Detect changes. Okay, so that worked. Surprisingly, that worked. That's a great bit of learning there. So this CF subtle, I don't like the name on this. Let's call it subtle crypto. We can rename this. JS name. A little better. Let's see. Statics in Rust are usually all uppercase, aren't they? Okay. Now let's panic for different reasons. That's not gonna work. It's not display. Oh, but we should be able to console log a JS value. Log one. What's the difference here? Log takes an array. Log one takes a JS value. And that's that. Actually, I want to do the same thing up here with a value. Or val value. Let's log two. Yeah. Oh, without a promise. That's right. If it succeeds, this is a promise. Can we just borrow these? Huh, okay. That's nice. That also means that actually we could borrow the auth key, right? And then usages. Did I miss one? Expected JS value for error? Ah, okay. It didn't do anything. Oh, script modifying. No. See this here. That's our test bit. Let's comment that out. Actually, we can comment the rest of this out. And undo that one. Okay. But why did our logging not return anything? Oh, error. Okay, so it did work. It just didn't reload or something. Fancy. All we got was error, which, granted, is expected. Our key, not the right kind of key. How do we create a key that works with this? Generate? No. Generate key. Import key. Format. The format of the key to be imported. Oh, interesting. Raw. PKCS. Subject public key info. Or JSON web key. What is the JSON web key format? So how do we generate one of these? Import key. So it seems like we want to be able to generate a key, export it, save it. Is that going to be too large? I mean, it seems Generate key. HMAC. True. I mean, alternatively, we could just... No, we can't. It has to be the same key across all of them. All right, and key usages. Sign. Verify. Anything else? Rejected. What? An invalid or illegal string. Which one? Oh, for HMAC, pass this kind of object. Okay. With a name and a hash. Brew is an invalid identifier. Ah, yes. We need to close that object. Promise pending. Okay. So we should be able to await that. Then we have a crypto key. Okay. Fancy. I'm learning all sorts of stuff today. Now we want to be able to export this. How do we export it? Exporting keys. All right. Let key equals, let's say auth key. Export key, and we will export this using JWK. And the key, auth key. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Shiny. Hmm. That's not too bad. All right. So we're going to copy a couple things out of here. I just need some notes here for this. Now that returns an object. And we do something like that. Grab that. Then use Wrangler. So mouse that over there. Put env development. What's Wrangler? Oh, Wrangler is the super cool command line interface for interacting with Cloudflare workers. So that's how you package them up, how you send them, how you kind of do everything with them. You basically have to use Wrangler to interact with it. I That's not entirely true. I think you could use just curl to do this, but they do a lot for you. What was it? Auth key? Okay. So there's that. Now let's see, does that actually work? Oops. Let's start up Wrangler again for our dev environment. Ah, we still got an error. I wonder why. Oh. Um, that format is wrong. So these are JWKs. Hmm. Still an error. It would be nice if there's a little bit more to the error. Okay, so import key with stir. Format. Key data. Auth key. That's from the environment. We could validate that, but that should be okay. Algorithm. Or a JSON web key object. Interesting. So do we have to take that into a string and serialize it, like deserialize it to an object? Algorithm. This is for load? Yeah, for import. Import key. I mean, that seems kind of silly. Here they just have algorithm as stir. Extractable. I expect this algorithm here to just be the HMAC bits. See, here you can provide the algorithm. Okay. Yeah, we're using HMAC. Extractable false. Key usage should be assign and verify. Is JWK correct? It's all lowercase, JWK. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's try to do the same thing in the browser. We already have a JWK bit over there, or we can make one real quick. Is our auth key, export key, JSON key is equal to JSON stringify. Okay, that's our JSON key. And now let's try to import it. Okay, now import key wants the type JWK algorithm. Oh, no, the data. See, or a JSON web key object. I think that's going to be the difference here. Algorithm name. Oh, you know what? We didn't do this quite right. I mean, it should be able to figure this out just by looking at the length. Extractable. False. And usages. We have sign and verify. JSON key is not defined. Argument 2 is not an object. Okay. So that does need to be an object. We'll have to we'll have to do that, which means we have to deserialize it. A sec. All right. So let's see. Parse. Okay, so we would get back a string with a couple of JSON values, which is fine. But okay, that's just all available. So what does this return? Auth key returns a JS string and JSON parse. What do you want? A stir. Okay. Import key with stir. This should be import key with object. Now it looks like a key object is the key data is always an object. Uh, I thought, what does parse return? It returns a JS value. In which case, we really want to be able to convert that. Okay. Let's try again. That might actually work. Oh, uncaught in response. Oh, no. Oh, interesting. There's a couple more now. Hmm. Can we do that? So, unsafe, mismatch types. And we want to be able to panic here. Again, that's okay. That's not true. These are unfortunate. I don't think that, I don't know why it's saying this. It seems to happen on namespaces, but they're not unsafe as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's nothing in there that's unsafe. Odd. Oh, pub unsafe function log 2. Really? That's not what I see here. Huh. Compiles just fine. Ah. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Okay, so we actually hit that error. We couldn't convert it into a GSS object. Why? Hmm. Is that not an object? Looks like an object to me. Guess value. calling parse, it didn't blow up. And that looks like a valid JSON. And this here is, let's double check. Uh, I'd have to escape everything. Oh, do I really want to escape everything? No, I don't. Let's just create a new one. What in the world? Okay. So first we generate the key, then we export the key, and then we stringify the key. And now we have JSON key. JSON key properly escaped. Good. Now, I mean, that just got stringified. Why wouldn't that work? It's an object. So why is it failing? I mean, maybe it's a WebSys object or something like that. Object. Right from. All right, let's try that. But why would the cast not work then? The dine into. And this here should be a JS value. It wants the reference. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Still. I mean, is it an object? It must be an object. What else could it be? They're a type of? No. is we have a JS value, right? It should be a JS value. Parse. Give it the text. We get a JS value out. Is object. All right, let's just call is object and see what happens. If auth key dot is object, I am an object. All right. I'm gonna restart it. I want to make sure. I still don't have a good handle on when this reloads, when the code's available to be run. See, we still get the oh no, Mr. Bell, but we're not. It's saying it's not an object, even though we did a JS parse on it. JSON parse. Interesting. So what's wrong then? What type are you? Is the auth key not good? Oh, that's a Rust string. We need a JS string. Okay. Okay. We still didn't get the console log. What? We have this oh no. Like, here is the auth key. Oh, it's not actually building. Okay. We needed to clone the string. Okay. Here is the auth key. That looks intact. That looks good. We take that and we toss it into a browser. We ask the browser. We parse that. Returns an object. It's an object. All right, so what else is wrong then? If we're hitting this, oh no, Mr. Bill, where's oh no, Mr. Bill? Here. We're trying to convert the auth key, which is a JS value, into this type. What about, see, it's not saying that it's an object, which is odd. It's like, well, what is your type? Okay. We could try to do the cast a bit more. I don't know what else to do on there. We could check these other ones. Are you null? Are you undefined? Are you? Um, we could print it out because it's a JS value. What am I? That looks like an object. Oh, come on. Okay. So, what is it then? Here we have a JS value. To us, it looks like an object, but it's not hitting this. Does it not know that it's an object? How can we kind of forcefully cast it up there? It's a JS cast. Toss an unchecked into on it. I think the is instance of is actually failing. We tried doing the dine into. That's not working. We tried the try from. That's not working. Let's try the unchecked into. You're an object. All right. And now we should be able to say, hey, I'm an object. And we'll do a what am I again. Why not? Right. Okay, build succeeded. Run it. Ah, no. Okay, restart. What am I? What am I? Then we got this error. It looks like it's an object, but it's not saying that it's an object. I mean, I don't think it's a string. That would be a, oh, it's a string, which is my fault. Or was it? We set this value in here. We don't want to stringify that when coming back from the browser. We actually don't want to do that last little step. So what we want to do is we create a key. Let's generate a key. Okay, that's auth key, whatever. And we do the export key, and then we have an exported key. Exported key. See those extra little quotes on the outside? That's our problem. It's because it's a string. So we load it up. It's a string. This ends up, JSON parts returns a string because it's double encoded. Grr. Okay. What is this? This song here. There's got to be a better way to do this. Because that's it. That gives us an object, but it's not how I want this. Let's see, if we just copy the object, what does that give us? Okay, that actually gives us what we want. Right click on the value on the debug object in the browser and copy. Okay. Can we do that? See, it would be nice if we could just, we could copy the object, but not have it be multiple lines. Yeah, we're going to try this again. We're going to do a put. Yeah, see, that didn't work. This has to be one line. Okay. Now it should be an object. Oh, what a mess. Okay. We've got to come up with a better process for that. Need a much better process. So we will try to come up with a better process here. What is this better process going to be? Can we unescape this value? We can stringify this. Hmm. I mean, it would kind of suck to have to unstringify it twice, like to parse it twice. Could we just say export key dot to string? No. It's just object object. I mean, that's exactly what like stringify is. So why is it doubled up? Why is it doubled up? Is it because we're getting a string? Yeah, we might end up with actually a different problem now. Is it because we're encoding it in here? Okay, let's try running it. Let's see if that succeeds. Because I gotta go soon. Okay, that's running. Reload that. I'm an object. Great. Okay, so we had it double encoded. So first it was a string, and then it was an object, which means that in here, we do not need to do this unchecked into. We should be able to do JS. Actually, we should just be able to undo. So we want that whole match. Oh, thank you for that follow. Okay. Celtic Frost. Welcome. So we should be able to have this JSys object try from, and that should work. Now we need some kind of decent error here, or a better process at least. Because copying and pasting that value from the browser, and that works, right? but it's not exactly what we want. I mean, we want this notation, right? The actual object notation, not the string notation. And let's say I take the JSON parse here, no, the stringify. If we take this output, right, on escape, can we do that? No, it's the wrong kind of escaping. Um, wow. I want like the object notation of this, not the string version. I want it as an object. I mean, I've used this for 20 years. I don't remember ever having to do this. Well, parse will give us an object, and then, I mean, maybe this is just how Firefox is doing it. Right? But parse gives us this object, like so. Then if we copy the object, we can right click and copy it. Then we get this big block like this. I don't want that, right? I want an object. Oh, where's console? Basically, we do want this kind of format, but I want it on one line. So let's just leave a little love note to ourselves. Paste it into an editor and remove the extra lines. And I mean, it does because when you paste it into the Wrangler, um, this guy here, uh, it just takes the first line. So, so yes, it does matter. Has to be one line of text. I wonder if we could do something like echo, or let's see, is that in my copy buffer? Yeah, okay, it's still in my copy buffer. PB paste that into this. Does that work? Oh, that might actually work. Okay, and that has multiple lines. Okay. Okay. Oh, JQ-C. See, I keep hearing about JQ, but not actually using it very well. Or is this supposed to be the string? Oh, from standard in. Okay, I see. But no, this still has the escaped bit. So I want this without the escaping. So I want it kind of object form, but not a string form. CR. Oh, beautiful. Yes, yes, this is exactly what we want. Thank you for that. All right. Yeah, I see it all the time. I've never had a reason to like really get into it. Not for the latest syntax. It reminds me of a bit of was it X query? Okay. So now that's running. Let's try to run it. So now actually we should have the whole thing in there. I wonder, does their interface provide the ability to look at the secrets or the settings on this? Huh. Quick edit? What's that do? Oh, yeah, we probably don't want that. That's just not going to work. Okay. All right, let's run it. Okay, here's the auth key. Okay, promise. So it did work. NGL. You mostly use it to print colorized and prettify JSON objects in the terminal. That is really nice. I have to admit, that is really nice. Okay. Well, that all works. I need to. I'm gonna start up a raid here in a moment. Hmm. Toggle bit. We're gonna raid toggle bit. Making a social network. Oh, that's right. A text command line based. So while we get that going, Websys, yes. Subtle crypto, good. Yeah, that works. This appears to be working. It's kind of a work in progress, though. And here, what do we have here? Oh, yes, we commented out a bunch of stuff. That's okay. Okay. Oh, all right, y'all. Till next time. Bye bye.